Hello everybody, Luca here. Today I'm interviewing David Sturm, who won German national championships. Hello David.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so you won with which deck?
Flareon, or Evolutions,
Evolutions.
Flareon, Leafeon,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Okay, exactly. Because it's a combination of Leafeon, Flareon, and as we see, one Glaceon. Why did you play Glaceon?
Glaceon, I got the list from a friend of mine, Stefan Eriksson, who won the regionals in Dortmund with it. And he told me basically the Glaceon, it's a Pokemon you can discard. You need to run Pokemon you can discard anyways.
Yeah.
And the Glaceon allows you to retreat Deoxys against Seismitoad. Because you kind of need them to threaten one-shots with Leafeon against Seismitoad. But if you just drag them up, you spend your double colors energies retreating them, and you run out of energies.
Very nice.
And the Glaceon just helps for that. And otherwise you can just ditch it, and it's just another Pokemon.
Yeah, because of its ability Freeze Stone. Which is pretty nice because Leafeon and Flareon both have 2 retreat costs too, so you're able to retreat them also,
Yeah.
which is pretty nice.
Can I?
Yeah.
Like, I played against one Execute deck in Swiss, and basically the Glaceon won me the game because I need to draw into my energies, right? So I can attack. And I just dropped both Deoxys and the Glaceon and just retreated all the time and switched around my Pokemon to stall. Because he plays Laser every turn. So if I don't retreat, I take a lot of damage, so I just retreated between the Deoxys, and it bought me like 5 or 6 turns, and then I sent up one Flareon to eat 2 attacks, and yeah,
that's it.
like that bought me the time to draw the energies, basically.
Yeah. So you played 3 Audino too.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing because of its ability Busybody, especially against Seismitoad or any other decks which play Laser.
Yeah.
Did you attack with Hip Bump sometimes?
Yes, I did.
It's so annoying.
A few times
annoying.
actually.
Really?
Actually, one game I almost lost because Hip Bump worked because I wanted my Pokemon to die.
Yeah.
But then he flipped Tails on Hip Bump, but he also played Laser, and I stayed asleep, so I couldn't attack. And if I had just attacked, I would have won. And so I almost lost because of Hip Bump.
Phew.
But otherwise, he was pretty helpful against Seismitoad. Obviously, one guy. It's like, I think he was a Yu-Gi-Oh player. He had like all golden deck, but he was like, didn't really seem like he played much. And he went first with Seismitoad DCE, and I started Ditto and just dropped Audino DCE Bengal Juniper. And he was like, "Oh my God, your hand's gotta be so bad when you even need to attack with Audino." And I was like, "Okay, this guy's no idea what the card does." Hip bump, and he attacked, put 50 damage on me. And I just put it away.
Like,
I just took the dice, put it away, and told him to read the card. And he was like, "Oh." And then he flipped tails, and he was like, "Oh."
Oh, bad luck.
Yeah.
Okay. So you played 2 Ditto. It's with its ability to transform.
Just another Pokemon, and you only run 4 of the EVs, and sometimes you can draw to them, so you can attach the energy somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just Pokemon that doesn't really get in the way. Yeah.
You can discard it if you want to, but sometimes it's not bad to have more outs to evolve into.
It's really nice to have one on your bench if you need to.
Yeah. So, as we already said, 4 EVs, 1 Glaceon, 3 Leafeon, and 4 Flareon. Leafeon, amazing against Seismitoad with Silver Bangle, 1 Grass Energy, and DC. It 1-hit knocks out every Seismitoad every turn.
Yeah, even without
pretty nice.
Mine does even without Silver Bangle.
But then you have to rely on the flip.
Yeah, it kind of worked. I think I did that twice and hit heads both times. Once in the semis and once in the final.
And it worked.
Yeah, at some point, just had to, I think in the finals it didn't matter that much. I mean, I was in a good spot anyways because I had the Glaceon and the Flareon up, but he had a Seismitoad, and I figured, why the hell not? Just attach DCE. I had a Grass Energy anyway. Yeah. Let's just go for it, and I got heads. And in the semis it was really crucial, because otherwise he would have just endlessly he had Seismitoads, and he had the what's it called, the supporter that shuffles your Pokemon in. Cassius?
Yeah, Cassius, yeah. That's support the card.
And he had that, and if I don't one-shot him, he just does that all the time because he had all his Slowpoke setup, and I just needed to one-shot the Seismitoad basically.
Then it worked.
And that won me the game.
Amazing.
So
you play 1 Execute which is pretty interesting because Flareon decks normally play 2 Execute because of its propagation ability, and you discard so many cards all the time with Ultra Ball, with Computer Search. Sometimes you just want to have 2 spots you can take back from a discard pile. Why just 1? Why just 1 Execute?
Like I said, I didn't test the deck too much. I just played it online a few times and I kind of liked it. And then we got on the train and I actually had Gardevoir built, but I didn't like that either. I really didn't like the deck because you have like no options, just does one thing, and if it doesn't work, like doesn't matter who's playing it, I think. And I thought about playing Flareon, but I didn't even have the cards for that. And the guy I was on the train with had them, and he was like, you can use them." So I wrote Stefan Eriksson, who won in Dortmund.
And he also won in Berlin,
I messaged him.
He won 2 reactions.
No, I think that was his brother.
No, Stefan Eriksson
playing
won,
the same deck.
Won definitely.
Wasn't
Simon damn it! Sorry, these brothers.
Always
confusing the names. Yeah, Simon won in Berlin.
Don't worry. Anyways, he gave me his deck list, like pretty great list, but it had to execute. But everyone told me, you need the Empoleon to get in some matchups. You need the Empoleon turn 1, like against X, for example. I think if you can get it up, you win, but otherwise it's really tough. Like I think it's really hard to win without it. And yeah, I think the list only had 1 Empoleon, or the list I got from Robin, the guy I was on the train with, only had 1. And I couldn't seem to fit the second one. And I didn't want to cut anything else. And like in playtesting, I played on the train. We had basically the Flareon deck and Yata Garbodor. And against Garbodor, you can use the eggs. But I never missed them. I played these games and I had something that I wanted to discard anyways. And a lot of times you just want to get rid of other stuff. Against Seismitoad, you have so many trainers. Why would I ditch the egg when I can just get rid of an Bike or Versus Seeker?
You can use anyways.
I don't need. Yeah, so I don't think it's that crucial, especially having 2. I mean, if you get 1 in the discard pile, you don't really need the second one. I mean, yeah, you can play Ultra Balls for free, but discarding something usually isn't the problem. And for everything else, the second one is literally not necessary. Yeah, I don't think it's that crucial. It's nice to have, and it's good. Like, you need to discard Pokemon, so might as well have that. But I don't think it's that necessary, and the Empoleon is way more important. So I just it was like on a whim. I just decided, you know what, I don't want the second one. I only had 1 golden and 1 irregular one anyway, so I didn't want to use that. So I just discarded. I don't want to go hunting for a second golden one. So I just get rid of the regular one and just enter second Empoleon.
But did you start with the egg sometimes or not?
I think I did once, but intentionally in top 8 against Landorus.
Yeah. I think I saw that.
I think my other start was Eevee, and I obviously didn't want to start with Eevee, so you can kill that turn 1. So I just discarded, and then he goes and catches something else.
With 1 energy,
sat on my bench.
And I was like, is he playing Executor or why is there an energy on it?
No. Yeah, the X just sat on my bench all game till he killed it at some point. It was a weird game. I could have rushed him down because draw wasn't that good, but he kept catching my X and my Jirachi to buy time for himself.
But let's talk about the top 8 match later. No problem. Let's continue with the list. So, 2 Jirachi X and 2 Deoxys X. So there are 4 X Pokemon in your deck total. Why did you decide to play 2 Deoxys X? I mean, like 2 Jirachi X, of course, you need them to get your Junipers or Archie's Ace in the hole at the right time. 2 Deoxys X?
Jirachi, it's basically just another draw. Like another card to get you a supporter, to get you, like, you play 1 Lysander's, you can get that. You can get the trump card if you need to. But most of the time you just get a Juniper and can Ultra Ball for a Juniper. And since you hardly run any X that die, like, you run the Jirachi and the Deoxys, but the Deoxys, they never sit in the active spot and they never die, so your hitters are non-EX, so you can afford to run 2 Jirachi, because it's like, if the game goes that far, you don't win or lose on prizes that much, because you Flareon Chihuahua with the EX. It's just another Pokemon as well. And the Deoxys, well, they help with if you have Leafeon with a Silver Bangle, 2 Deoxys, you can one-shot a Seismitoad with a double colorless energy. And if you have 1 Deoxys down, you can one-shot the Seismitoad if you flip heads, even if you don't have Silver Bangle. So it's really helpful for that. And against decks like Gardevoir, Gardevoir has a lot of hit points, but you usually can one-shot them. Yeah, but they will try to play trump card and kill you, and hope you can't get up another Flareon and get all the Pokemon in the discard pile in one turn. So you essentially waste a turn. And the Deoxys, you can bench it, and they can it's 10 more damage. It doesn't really matter if it's in the discard pile or on the field, but they can trump card that. So it's 10 damage that sits on the field that doesn't go away.
So we already talked about Empoleon too. I think it was the right choice, because sometimes one is priced, you just need to. So,
but for some reason, I didn't get a single Empoleon out during the whole top 8, during the whole top cut. In Swiss it worked perfectly, and I got Empoleon. I think for the first 3 rounds, I got it every single game. One game actually got out 2. And I was like, oh my god, Empoleon's like the best. Yeah, the guy amped me to 2. And I drew Flareon Silver Bangle Versus Seeker. Played Flareon Silver Bangle, played a Versus Seeker. Wait a minute, I've got no cards in my hand. Second Empoleon. Whoa! And this draw power trump cut me, I don't care. But during the tops, I never got it out. Especially against the Landorus deck, everyone told me, oh, it's so important. If you can get the Empoleon, you have a chance. Otherwise, it's impossible. And I didn't get it out once. Not against Seismitoad, where it would have been really important. But
amazing.
Yeah.
So let's get to the trainer line. You played 4 Acrobike, maxed out, of course. You just need the draw power.
Just draw,
absolutely
ditch,
important.
whatever.
Yeah. 4 Battle Compressor, which is also the main engine of the deck, I would say.
Yeah, I think Battle Compressor's
it's totally
really
sick,
strong. I think it's almost all out. I mean, Pokemon released so many of these Acrobike, Trainer Post, Battle Compressor, Shaman. You can just draw through your entire deck in one turn now. It's like playing in base, with base set, where you would do that with 4 Professor Oak.
Yeah.
You know,
would not be the same thing.
But yeah, it's a sick card. It gets you the Empoleon, gets you a supporter that you can get. If you only have a Versus Seeker in your hand, you can ditch a supporter that you can get back. Yeah, just auto include in the deck.
If you have 2 in your starting hand, you just have a 6 start.
Yeah.
Okay.
X for days.
Okay, 1 Computer Search. I think Computer Search is the only ace spec you can run in a deck like this.
Yeah, it's it's a 5th double colors energy.
Every out you need in this deck is just 1 card. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to attack. You only run 4 the double colors energy. So it's basically a 5th double colorless energy that also gets something else. I mean, you don't get that. You don't necessarily search for the double colors energy every time, but only you have the option to have a 5th one in your deck. So if you need it, you can get it. Because you need to attack, you need to win. And then that alone is reason to run that.
Okay, 4 Ultra Ball, maxed out, of course. You discard Pokemon to get other Pokemon you can discard. Just important. 4 Versus Seeker. I think that's you can't play 3 in a deck like this. You need 4.
It can be a dead draw, which is a bit annoying.
But not in combination with Battle Compressor.
Yeah, and also you only run 1 Lysander.
Lysander just absolutely important against so many decks. Sometimes you just have the Lysander for the Kiraki and the Venge. 4 Versus Seeker.
Yeah, that just wins games.
So let's get to the supporter line. We see 1 copy of each except for Junipers. You play 1 Arceus Ace in the hole. Have you ever thought about playing 2?
Yeah, I did. Because I was discussing with David Hochman before the tournament, with the 2 Empoleon and 1 X thing, right? I said I want to have a bigger chance to get the Empoleon. So I thought I'd play 2-2 line, but David told me basically that he played that in England. It's some regional. While it's nice that you don't lose on a priced Archie, it's kind of useless otherwise.
If
and
it's not priced.
the second Napoleon kind of makes sense because it's also another Pokemon you can discard. But the second Archie, the moment the first one isn't priced, just is completely useless. And I don't even think the second one increases your chance of getting out Napoleon that much. I mean, sometimes it's priced, of course, but otherwise, I don't think having 1 or 2 in the deck really matters because you want to discard it anyways. And then the second one can, it might even get in the way.
What if you have 2 Archies
when you have
in
like
hand?
a Versus Seeker and an Archie, and you can't use either. So I thought about that because I really wanted to focus on Napoleon, but then we just sat down and thought about it and realized it doesn't really make much sense.
Okay, let's see. So 1 Lysander, 1 trump card. Did you ever use a trump card? That would be interesting.
Yeah, of course.
You did.
Sometimes you just take out because
And then
I think it's in some matches it seems really useless against some decks because you have it sitting in your hand and think I need another Eevee. But if I do this, it takes me 2 more turns to get all the stuff back in the discard pile. So I can't rely on that, so I gotta find another way to win anyways. But I won like 2 games, it definitely won me. One was in Swiss, I played a Flareon Mirror, and I was up 1-0. But the second game we just kind of traded. He went first, we just traded prices, like knockout, no one.
Yeah.
And so he was up 1 price and he didn't have to drop a Jirachi. So I had no way to catch up. And then it was timeout. And it was in his turn. We both had 2 prizes left, and he knocked me out. And I thought I can promote Flareon, kill him, and play N, and then hope he had a Flareon with 1 energy on his bench. So I had to hope he doesn't draw another energy to attack. But then I thought about doing that, but then I just promoted the Empoleon, played the trump card. He had like all his battle compressors were in his discard pile, so they're all in the deck. I know he didn't have one in his hand. And just promote the Empoleon with 140 hit points and told him, have fun getting that many Pokemon back in the discard pile 1 turn. And he couldn't do it, and I won. And in top 4, against Carl.
Who played Seismitoad Slurpuff?
Yeah. Like I played the first game really awful. I gotta admit that. I was nervous, I was mixing stuff up and then but he drew bad.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I need to rush him, I need to put pressure on before he draws something. So I was pretty reckless. I just discarded stuff with Juniper to draw something to attack. And I almost ran out of cards. I ran out of energy cards. 1 turn, actually, I had to draw the last card in my deck. I had 0 cards in my decks. That was also the last energy. I had to attach that, play N, so I gained 3 more cards in my deck.
I saw the play, yeah.
And then I knocked out. That was the turn I knocked out his Toad with my Leafeon with heads. And I drew the last Versus Seeker of my prices, and he couldn't get another Seismitoad active, so I got 1 turn where I could use that Versus Seeker and a Versus Seeker trump card all my energy back.
Of course.
At that point, the game was over, so without the trump card, I would have lost that just because I didn't have any more energies. I got a Jirachi active early in the game, and I continued to attach energy to my benched Pokemon, so then I can attach, retreat, attack, so he can't Lysander around that, but he had 2 Seraj, Seth was dead, but he had 2 Serazik, and kept discarding my double Catalyst energy, and I was really flustered because, oh my god, I'm not making any progress, I'm losing my energies. I'm giving him more time, I need to do something.
Then he also had Flare Grunt and stuff, right?
Yeah,
he totally stalled you.
he tried to run out of energies, because I started with the Super Giraffe. And getting that trump card off saved me that game.
I see. So very important.
Yeah, it's in a lot of matches it seems completely useless, but then it saves you in a few.
And these are the important matches you just need to win.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 N. I think N is also important, but not absolutely necessary because you just need to.
It's another option. I mean, you run 4 Versus Seeker. In the beginning, it's another draw supporter that you can use. It's not like you use Juniper. In this deck, it's far worse. But if you have it in your discard pile,
It's not bad to
You
have
can
the
just-
option to end your opponent down. I see.
Basically, you ditch it at some point. In the late game, you can just get it back and end and steal a game.
Yeah.
I want to bait with that. End him to 1. Yeah.
Okay.
N does what N does.
True. 2 4 Juniper, of course, and 3 Silver Bangle. I think Silver Bangle is also a key card in this deck.
Seismitoad matchup.
Especially Seismitoad, but also with Flareon you deal so much more damage. You have like 50 damage base attack. That's just
the thing with
amazing.
Flareon, Muscle Band versus Silver Bang. Yeah, whatever. You can use Muscle Band to kill Xerneas or something that sometimes is hard to kill turn 2. But the Silver Bangle is so much better against Leafeon, against Seismitoad, Leafeon.
The mass is just better.
Just a great card, yeah.
So, let's get to the energies. 4 DCE, 3 grass, and 1 water. I think 3 grasses are in a meta where many Seismitoad decks run around just absolutely necessary. So important.
I ran all energy evolution EVs, so I can sometimes they start with Seismitoad attach and you just energy evolution turn 1, hit them for 100 before they can even attack.
Yeah, amazing.
Actually, I miss the second water energy sometimes, because like I would have liked to play the second one, but yeah, there's no space. I mean, the one is kind of random because you never got it when you need it.
Yeah.
One game I had Archie in my hand. I could have gotten Empoleon up, unless I drew something I couldn't use. I think I had DCE in my hand that I could have attached and played Archie, and I drew the water energy, and I need really the Empoleon game to attack, and I got the water yeah. So it seems it's a bit random. Another thing you can do is you can attach it to Eevee to get Glaceon, to get free retreat. If your Deoxys gets stuck active and you don't want to burn a double colors energy, attach a water to Eevee, energy evolution to Glaceon, retreat, because Deoxys is a plasma Pokemon. It has its uses, but most of the time it's just energy to attach with Leafeon or something. And 3, Also, I think playing a high count of basic energies in general, or energies even, matters a lot against Seismitoad, because the hammers, you just need to attack. So, yeah, that's why I decided to run 4 energies instead of 3.
Yeah.
I think 3 standard, 2 grass, 1 water.
Exactly. I also saw decks like this. So, let's talk about the German, Austrian nationals at all. I mean, what was your score after Swiss rounds?
I went 6-0 in the first 6 rounds, and then I scooped to Nicholas, who came in second. Because I was in, right? And he's a friend of mine.
Yeah. And
I didn't really feel like playing, and so I just scooped to him. And then the last round I drew, so my final score was 6-1-1, but yeah, one game I scooped.
Yeah.
And then top 8 I won 2-1, top 4 I won 2-0, and finals I won 2-1, I think.
So let's start with top 8, because after we saw the brackets, I think 90% of us were sure that you would lose to Ole.
Yeah.
Ole played Lando Bats, which has just an amazing matchup against you. You didn't even play Mr. Mime. So, wow, how did you win that? I mean, amazing.
Oh, okay. I saw the standings, and I got so angry, I think I punched the wall. Because the last, Worlds 2013 and Nationals 2014, I got the worst matchup in tops immediately, and I thought that was going to happen again. I got so frustrated. I talked to David Hochmann. I mean, I didn't put Flareon, right? I just put the deck together and decided to roll with it. But I never had played the matchup. But Mark Lutz basically told me, well, you can just scoop. It's unwinnable. And David Hochmann told me it's really tough. But he was sure Ole would be playing Silent Lab, which he didn't. Silent Lab is really, really rough for my deck. I can't use my Odinos to heal. I can't use my Jirachi.
Yeah, you can't use Execute.
Just a really annoying card in general. And Fighting Stadium doesn't do much against me. So if they have that, it's extra annoying. So first thing I noticed was Ole didn't play that. Yeah, and I lost my what they told me was you need to get Empoleon. Empoleon can threaten Landorus, obviously. So if you can get Empoleon the water energy, can you one-shot Landorus, then you can win. But I didn't manage to pull that off. But I just played the games like how I just dealt the cards I got, the cards I got dealt, and I just won with Flareon, like one-shotting X. It's just what the deck does. I think I made a few pretty good moves. One time I baited him into. I had Ditto with double colorless and Silver Banger, and he put 50.
You told that with the exactly, and you healed it with Audino.
Yeah, he put 50 on that, so he thought I couldn't evolve it, and I just used Audino, EV Flareon, had all that in my hand, so I kind of baited the damage, which didn't help him much in the end. And I think he played a high Koiros count, so I kept a small bench, and his deck can completely steamroll me, right? If he goes first, drops 4 Zubit, I can just scoop. We can't do much about that.
True that.
But the first and the third game, his draw it wasn't necessarily bad, I think, but just a bit slow. So I gained a turn to set up and just played from there. And the third game, he had to attach all his energy to Landorus to knock something out. I think he needed a strong energy, so he had 2 energy on the Landorus and nothing with energy on his bench. So I promoted Flareon and entered to 1. And they won me the game. So I think the matchup's playable. But if they get a perfect start, they just steamroll you. And if they run Silent Lab, it's also really tough.
But no chance anymore.
It's winnable. It's not a good matchup, but I didn't seem that hard to me.
Yeah. I see. Okay, so you then headed to top 4 and you played against Karl Peters, who played Sasmito Zapov. We talked a little bit about that. First game, your opponent had a bad hands and he crushed.
Terrible hand.
Yeah, and he did some pressure.
He passed all the time. So I tried to attach, but it's like his hand basically was Versus Seekers and Zerosic. So I thought I could get some energy to play to attack him. But I had the Jirachi Aki, so I attached to Flareon on the bench. I had a bunch of Pokemon in the discard pile. I could have one-shotted him. But he kept discarding my double colorless energies. I didn't expect that many Zerosic, so that kind of...
Yeah, I mean, that guy played 2 Flare Ground and took Zerosic. Absolutely crazy.
Completely threw me off. Yeah. And I played the game awful. I shouldn't have won that. I gotta admit that. One turn, I think I had Jirachi. I had already Juniper. And I had Jirachi in my hand. I could have ditched my entire hand. So I thought I keep the Jirachi. And next turn, if I draw something I can get rid of, like an energy, something I can get an empty hand, I can Jirachi for Ace, for Arches in the hole, and get the Empoleon, and then I should win. And then I played Battle Compressor, and I kind of got so confused, I discarded the Archie with the Battle Compressor because I thought it was a secret in my hand. And then I looked at my hand and saw the Jirachi was like, you know,
what have I just done? Fuck.
Yeah, just complete brain fart, and that really threw me off. And then I won the game.
Then you were like,
with a coin flip, and I felt so bad because I knew I didn't deserve to win that game. And then the second game, Carl just drew nothing at all and just killed him with Leaf on turn 3. But he's going to Worlds anyways, I think.
Yeah, so
he already got his flight booked, and he didn't seem upset. He said it's a game.
Maybe he can get his revenge there.
It happens.
He also has the day 1, I think, day 1 invite, right?
Yeah, he was close to the day 2 invite. I think I ruined that for him. So, yeah, I just got lucky in that game, but that's Pokemon, I guess.
That's absolutely true, that's Pokemon.
So, please, just, if someone watched that game, please don't judge me on that game 1. Because it was awful, and I felt bad playing that, I felt bad winning. Just don't hate me for winning that.
Okay, so, yeah.
I mean, Leafon has the coin flip attack.
If you have...
I realize I'm losing, I need to risk it. We'll be stupid not to do it.
Nobody judges you for that. So, finals against Niklas, the European champion from the ECC, and a good friend of us who played Metal. So how was that?
So you think Flareon would be a free win for Metal, right? No, like Metal would be fearing for Flareon because you just destroy them. You're too fast, but it's actually far from that easy. Because the Aegislash gets attacks from your Pokemon with double colorless energy, which is like the energy in your deck, so you have 4 energies to attack with, and your Flareon needs 2.
So it's pretty hard to
and
set
the
it up.
matchup can swing pretty hard. Like if he gets an Aegislash setup, and then he Lysanders your Flareon with 1 energy, you can deny your Flareons for the rest of the game. You can kind of counteract that with Leafeon with 1 grass energy evolution. You can still do like 60, 90 like if he has 3 energies, you do 60 with Silver Bangle, that's still 2 KO. And if he has any more energies, so you usually can 2 KO them. But it's another energy you want to attach to Leafeon, to Flareon. So while that's obviously an option, it's not something you really want to do. Basically, what you're trying to do is try to draw prizes early,
and
then hope you can get up a Flareon with 2 basic energies before you can catch Lysandre it and kill it.
Yeah. So
I think what helped me was he plays Seismitoad and Keldeo, and those are grass weak EX Pokemon, which Leafeon just kind of eats for breakfast. I mean, he needs a lot of energies for the Aegislash to do damage, right? So if he has 3 energies, which is the minimum he needs, Leafeon with a Silver Bangle can one-shot Keldeo and Seismitoad. And the point of his deck is to use Seismitoad stall for a few turns till he gets Bronzong set up. So I can pressure the Toad early with Leafeon with energy evolution. I think the second game he went first with Toad and promoted them for some reason. And I did 160 damage to it on turn 1. Missed the one shot because I didn't draw the second Deoxys, I think. Well, I think I didn't get. Yeah, anyways, I put a lot of damage on him. So that's how I win. I need to put pressure. The Seismitoad doesn't do much for him, but he still kind of used it. So I need to draw prices of that and just hope I can get a Flareon up and kill it like Jirachi or something.
And it worked.
Actually, I'd say the matchup is slightly positive for him. I think the first game I won pretty handily. The second game I kind of drew dead. And this third game I went really hot, and he, like multiple times, if he had done a muscle band, he could have killed me.
And
then he whiffed the float stone.
Also was a thing there.
He whiffed the float stone. But they were all prized.
Yeah.
But that's also another thing about Pokemon. You can do these fancy setup decks, and sometimes your decks will just shit on you. Can I curse for that video?
What? Yeah, of course.
Okay. Sometimes your deck just gives you crap, or your deck's just slow. You need a stage 1 setup, and sometimes you can't get them in time. And then the faster deck wins, even though your deck wins if it's set up, just because you can't get set up fast enough and you can't catch up. So I think my deck was a bit more consistent, obviously. And he kind of got out a bad hand 2 games. Yeah. But since he got his invite, I think he's first in ranking in Europe.
First in Europe, yeah.
And I don't think anyone can catch up to even get, like, there's no way he's going to drop from first, so he got his paid trip anyways. So I think it's okay.
But he would have liked to win anyways. So.
Yeah, he was good for the title.
Yeah,
he's a lot. I mean, I won nationals before. I played worlds before. I've been playing for like 7 seasons, I think. So I don't care about that title stuff that much. But for a newer player, they're kind of eager to win nationals. So hey, I'm the national champion. And I was just like, I just want to fly. I don't care.
So and you got it.
He was a bit salty because he kind of drew bad, and he probably should have won the 3rd game.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay now.
That's Pokemon.
I think we're going to prepare for Worlds together.
Yeah.
We'll have a lot of fun.
No hard feelings in that. Okay, so David, thank you for the interview.
Sure.
It was very interesting talking to you, and I would say we are going to test a little bit for Worlds and see you at
obviously.
Worlds.
Yeah, see you in Boston.
Amazing, thank you.
Sure, you're welcome.